I don't see record button.
Yeah.
When I
Yes.
press.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
You got it?
Yes, I got it through the mobile. So
Okay.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Um, let's start with how to love God. Ashok ji, please go ahead.
It has to come on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I reconnected, so I forgot.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. How to love God. To love God in the most practical way is to love our fellow beings. If we feel for others in the same way as we feel for our dear ones, we love God. If instead of seeing faults in others, we look within ourselves, we are loving God. If instead of robbing others to help ourselves, we rob ourselves to help others, we are loving God. If we suffer in the suffering of others and feel happy in the happiness of others, we are loving God. If instead of worrying over our own misfortunes, we think of ourselves more fortunate than many, many others, we are loving God. If we endure a lot with patience and contentment, accepting it as His will, we are loving God. If we understand and feel that the greatest act of devotion and worship to God is not to hurt or harm any of His beings, we are loving God. To love God as He ought to be loved, we must live for God and die for God, knowing that the goal of all life is to love God and to find Him as our own self. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Over to you, Karthik.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Thank you. Sanjay ji,
Jai,
you have something to say? Yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, Jai Baba. I just wanted to read a small prayer that I read yesterday.
Please.
This prayer, this prayer is by Parmeshwari Dayal Pukar, the book that we discussed, Pukar Diaries, right
Correct.
at the
Yes.
beginning of the book. Yeah, it is written on 13th of June, 1957. Pukar's prayer. O merciful Baba, have mercy on me that I may stop backbiting. Even now, I am unable to realize that whatever happens to anyone or at any time, you are the only doer. Why am I taking this responsibility of pointing out and correcting the condemnable actions of others? I myself am suffering from an ailment, so why should I try to become a doctor for others? O Lord, grant me such love that I can only see goodness in others. O Lord, now with the support of your blessing, I again now that henceforth, again vow that henceforth, if I speak ill of anyone or backbite, I will slap myself on the cheek and pull my tongue. And after taking this oath, if I criticize somebody once and punish myself as above, and on the same day, if I repeat the mistake, then I will fast for 24 hours. If during this fast I again criticize, then with my blood I shall write the name of the person whom I have condemned and would ask his forgiveness, and I will attach that page written in blood to my diary. O God, please forgive me for all my sins committed by my thoughts, words, and actions, and let my heart be focused completely only on you. Bestow on me such blessings that I spend my time only in your remembrance and in performing the duties given by you. O Lord, sanctify my mind and make me pure in thoughts, words, and actions, keenly desirous of becoming your slave, your Pukar. Jai Baba.
Fantastic. Who are we to look, be a doctor when we are also suffering from the same ailment? Who are we
Jai Baba.
to? Amazing,
This
amazing.
was
Thank you so
your
much for
part.
sharing.
Thank you so much for sharing. I exactly needed this prayer.
Jai Baba. Baba gave it to
Jai,
you. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Okay, so let's get back to our session and reading. We are, by the way, in those of you who looked at the notification message on the WhatsApp group might have seen a small change I have done. I'm pointing it out so that you can use it. I'm now adding the ebook, the one that we open up on screen. I'm adding the link of that. It's a link and not an attachment because it's live. We keep editing and annotating it. But I will add that so that people who want to refer after the meeting have a way to go and get to it easily. It's also on Trello. It's also on the YouTube description field and so on. But I'm just trying to see if this helps others. Okay, so let's just get to where we are, where we need to start from. So we are in the fag end of chapter 8, part 8, sorry. Oh, yeah, there it is. 146 page reference for those who are reading on the book, on the physical book. Let's continue from there. By the way, maybe 5 minutes on two other announcements. One, repeating what I said yesterday. Thank you so much, Sanjay ji. This is awesome. We need work on this. This is chat 11. This is already in this one, the charts, but I've not refreshed it with the new one because this one is very heavy. The chart, the one that Sanjay ji sent is almost 11 MB. So I didn't refresh it, but I have both links in that folder and it's available for anybody. And I've also shared it in Telegram and WhatsApp, the link itself. No, link and the attachment, correct. And then we did some work over this week, interesting work, but then Baba slapped us in the end because we found out that it was already sorted. So we did something that was already sorted. So I was always confused about the 4 journeys. And so I wanted to learn about it and did a little project and actually wanted to visualize it using a set of slides. Thank you, Ravi ji. Thank you, Mama ji, and thank you, Kama ji, for giving inputs which helped clarify. So this is what I've come up with. Again, I'll share the link with everybody. Right. So this is only from God Speaks. The only reference is God Speaks. And there is a supplement which I also shared, by the way, in the group discussion group, saying this is the 4 journeys. So I'll share this also for reference. But basically, the 4 journeys at a high level, we'll just cover that much. So first journey is the movement through the involution phase, evolution, and then involution. And in the 7th plane, you have the first stage of fana and final fana. I know all of this keeps confusing us, and that's why I thought I'll put this out where people can spend time with it in person, privately, and understand each of these. We have split hairs fighting about which word, which box, where, which. So please feel free to give comments still over and above this, but I think you'll enjoy reading this. So after the first uh, um, journey, that's the left side, the second journey is abiding in God, right? That's the Bakabila. We just read about it over the last 2 weeks. So the first is Fana, the second is Baka, where you abide in God, you get Sahat Samadhi, and a few of them go to the third journey, which is the Kutubiyat. And the Kutubiyat is only for perfect masters. So at a time, only 5. They will experience Kutubiyat. But then that's the third journey. The fourth journey is when that perfect master drops his body. So when he drops his body, he continues to be in the God state, but in a exalted position compared to even other God realized souls. And that's why Baba specifically calls it the fourth journey. So, in summary, when we see Baba mentioning four journeys, these are the four journeys. The first one is the journey to the seventh plane, just get nirvana, and second stage of fana, the final stage of fana. And then if you go to the second journey, you go through Pakabala, and then if you're a perfect master, you go to stage 3 or journey 3, which is Kutubiyat. And then finally, fourth stage is passing away as God after you drop your body in that birth. Right? So I will again share this with everybody, and I don't want to spend too much time. But on the last day of working on this, I found out something embarrassingly silly. So I already referred to this. This file is nothing but all the diagrams from God Speaks in one place, right? So if you go to chart 6 is exactly this journey, right? So we didn't have to do much, but it is a good way of learning. For me now, I have learned this and I'm very comfortable with this. I was telling Ashok ji Singh. So if you look at this, this is another way of visualizing this. So Fana and then Fana to Baka is the second journey. And then you are in the third journey and you get to Kutubiyat. And then finally, the fourth journey is passing away as God. So just a small mini project that we did. Thanks everyone who
Jai
participated.
Baba, there is one correction. It should be Fana, Fila, and Bakabila. And this chart is from Everything and Nothing. That was probably in the second edition. Put it into what speaks. Not
Correct.
clear about that, but this chart is from Everything and Nothing.
Correct.
So that word Fana should be Fana, Fila, and Baka should be Bakabila.
I agree. In fact, even
Okay,
even in God Speaks, that's what it is. I'll make that correction before sharing. And I know you already said that in chat one-on-one. I have not been able to work on it since your last message. Okay, so let's get back. Any questions, thoughts, ideas? Anyway, this mini project is only a mini project. The real project is chart 11. Okay, we need to do chart 11 together as a group, and I will lean on all of you to help me help. I mean, let's do it together, basically. It's not even me doing it. Yeah.
I have a question here.
Yeah,
Passing away into God,
correct.
that stage, as we read last time, sorry,
This stage. Yeah.
uh, there is a reference to the that individualized soul remains as such. Is it
Yes.
correct?
So right here, if you see, God drops his physical, subtle, and mental vehicles and experiences infinite power, knowledge, and bliss while retaining
Ah,
infinite individuality.
yes.
So yes, vehement and loud yes to your question. It is very clear. In the stage of Katubiyat. And I believe as in everybody else's GR as well. So even if you go to God realization, your individuality is still retained, but now you're in the terms of a new realm, a new definition of infinity, right? Your individuality is now infinite or can access infinity. Semantics can be very confusing, but you know what I mean.
So this is
Individual and
a
infinite at the same time can be a question, but that's what Baba has said.
okay. I wanted to stress on this point for us to think over how to.
Yeah, very good point. Let me underline it as well. Okay, let's get moving. Okay. Atar Meher Baba ki jai. Let's start reading from, like I said, 146. The eternal reality is that Paramatma or the Oversoul is Atma or the soul, and this reality is realized only when the impressioned consciousness as Jivatma becomes the impressionless or unimpressioned consciousness as Shiv Atma, merging in Paramatma to assert and realize the identity of Paramatma. This is just a summary of the process again. If in reality Atma is Paramatma, how then could any situation arise for Atma to merge in Paramatma? Very good question. So if you're already the infinite, then how can you actually have a process where you're merging into something that you already are? Baba explains, let me read. In order to clarify this situation and understand that Paramatma is Atma in reality, we compare Paramatma with an infinite, limitless, and shoreless ocean. Therefore, Atma, which is Paramatma, can never be out of bounds of the limitless and shoreless ocean that is the Paramatma. Atma can never be out of Paramatma because Paramatma, which we have compared to the limitless and shoreless ocean, is infinite and unlimited. How could Atma come out of or have a place beyond the expanse of the limitless when Atma is Paramatma? Hence, Atma is in Paramatma too. First defense. So the first defense is where the locus is established. The locus is very clearly in Paramatma itself. The drop is in the ocean itself. Okay, now to the next defense. Now, in order to understand that the Atma, which is in Paramatma, is in reality Paramatma itself, let us imagine that it is possible to separate or take one iota of the ocean out of the limitless expanse of the unlimited and shoreless ocean. It follows then that this iota of ocean, when in the limitless ocean, is ocean itself before separation and was in the unlimited ocean not as an iota of the ocean, but as the ocean itself. Brackets. Because every iota of ocean, when not limited by the limitations of being an iota, is unlimited ocean itself. It is only when the iota of the ocean is separated from the unlimited ocean or is taken out of the unlimited ocean as a drop that this separated iota of the ocean is looked upon as the limited drop of the unlimited ocean. In other words, the infinite, unlimited, and shoreless ocean now is made to look upon itself through the drop as merely the limited drop of that infinite, unlimited, and shoreless ocean. And in comparison to the infinite, unlimited, and shoreless ocean, this drop of ocean is most finite, most limited, and has now infinite limitations. Similarly, Atma, as compared to the drop of the infinite ocean, can never be out of any limitations of the limitless and infinite Paramatma, as compared to the infinite, unlimited, and shoreless ocean. I'll read this para again because I didn't quite understand what is being said in this one. Similarly, Atma, as compared to the drop of the infinite ocean, can never be out of any limitations of the limitless and infinite Paramatma as compared to the infinite, unlimited, and shoreless ocean. Okay. Continuing. But just as the iota of ocean acquires its limitations as a drop through a bubble on the surface of the ocean, and just as this bubble bestows upon the iota of the ocean an apparent, separative, and limited existence apart from the infinite ocean, likewise, Atma, which is not only in Paramatma, but which is Paramatma itself, apparently experiences and asserts separative existence from the infinite, unlimited Paramatma through the limitations of the bubble of impressions which bestow conscious ignorance and with which Atma shrouds itself and experiences itself as limited and separate from Paramatma. Masterful, masterful, right? Let me underline some lines. Firstly, this is very, very, I mean, we have to by heart this, right? Apparent, separative, and limited existence. And then this is also very, very important. Whatever we go through in other than the beyond state is completely in the realm of consciousness. So it is ignorance, but it is conscious. And this is also important. Why is this happening? The idea of the bubble is presented, the bubble of impressions. Anyway, I wanted to underline, then read the whole paragraph again.
Jai
I'm reading
Baba.
again. Yeah.
Okay. After you read, I'll talk.
Sure. I'll just read this one paragraph and pause. But just as the iota of ocean acquires its limitations as a drop through a bubble on the surface of the ocean, and just as this bubble bestows upon the iota of the ocean an apparent, separative, and limited existence apart from the infinite ocean, likewise, Atma, which is not only in Paramatma, but which is Paramatma itself, apparently experiences and asserts separative existence from the infinite, unlimited Paramatma through the limitations of the bubble of impressions which bestow conscious ignorance and with which Atma shrouds itself and experiences itself as limited and separate from Paramatma. Yes, now.
Just to make my brain understand, it is basically Aham Brahmasya. So that big power is latent within us. And it is not different from what we are, but our realization are the stages that we go through, and then you're one with God. It's not that you're not one with God, it is just that you don't know you are one with God. Once you understand that, that's it, then you actually merge with Baba. Uh, am I making sense?
Raise Swamini Nom. You're absolutely on target.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Perfect
Okay then.
description.
Okay then I understood. Thank you.
Swamini Nom. That's
Mhm.
what we'll call you now. You simplify the complex. Okay. Any other questions or comments before we can continue? Let me continue. Through these limitations formed by the bubble of impressions, self-created by Atma apparently inherits a separative and limited existence from Paramatma, and Because of this self-created separativeness from infinite Paramatma, Atma, which is itself infinite, unlimited, and unbounded, bestows upon itself the aspects of being most finite and most limited, with infinite limitations acquired through impressions. As soon as the bubble of impressions bursts on completion of total illusion of consciousness and conscious ignorance, as impressioned consciousness is transformed into conscious knowledge as unimpressioned consciousness, the limited and the most finite experiences of the Atma vanish. Atma, liberated from apparent, separative, finite existence, automatically merges in or finds itself as one with and in Paramatma, eternally infinite, unlimited, and unbounded in the beyond state of God. And this is called Atma's union with Paramatma or Allah. In this state of consciousness, Atma is now completely conscious of the beyond unconscious Parabrahma state of God, which is the original state of God when it is said God is. In Sufi terms, God in the beyond state is termed Allah, and God in the beyond state is termed Wara ul Wara or Ghaib ul Ghaib, or in Vedantic terms, it's Paratma, Parabrahma. Again, this is deserving of reading again slowly, if you don't mind. I will read this paragraph again. As soon as the bubble of impressions bursts on completion of total involution of consciousness and conscious ignorance, as impressioned consciousness is transformed into conscious knowledge, as unimpressioned consciousness, the limited and the most finite experiences of the Atma vanish. Atma, liberated from apparent separative finite existence, automatically merges in or finds itself as one with and in Paramatma, eternally infinite, unlimited, and unbounded in the beyond state of God. And this is called Atma's union with Paramatma or Allah. In this state of consciousness, Atma is now completely conscious of the beyond unconscious Parabrahma state of God, which is the original state of God when it is said God is. In Sufi terms, God in the beyond state is termed Allah, and God in the beyond state is termed Vara ul Vara or Gaib ul Gaib. Within this highlighted phrases, I think there's further highlight that we can do, and that is conscious ignorance as impressioned consciousness is transformed into conscious knowledge.
Bit perplexing to understand is the completely conscious of the unconscious.
Yes.
In the beyond the
The
highlighted
second
portion.
part.
Yeah,
Second part. Yes. Agreed.
Difficult to
So,
comprehend. Yeah.
so again, wherever possible, let's go back to this chart and see what we're talking about. So this is exactly what it is. Gaib ul Gaib, which is the Sufi term, or Vara ul Vara. So this is the God in the beyond state. So God in the beyond state, which is Allah state or Paramatma state, is now, like Sanjay ji pointed out, which is the tricky part, in the uh, after he reaches unimpressioned consciousness and has the conscious experience and conscious knowledge, he is now able to understand the God is state above. This is the God is state, this top box, right? So that is what. Any other comments? Any other questions? Okay, let's
Now,
continue.
when we understand this, at this stage, there is a separation from Atma to Paramatma. Atma is completely conscious of the beyond unconscious Paraspara Brahma as state of God.
I think
There is
True.
God.
separateness, Mamaji, I would like to use the evolution of Atma or realization of Atma as Paramatma rather than using the word separateness. I think you said something like that, right?
That's what
Because it is
we,
uncovering of Atma and that leads to Paramatma state. So it's the same thing actually. So they are not separate in that sense. Yeah.
separate till the beyond state of God.
Correct.
But now this concept of beyond God is state is not of recognized by this Atma.
Right.
So that is so there is some sort of a separation between the God is state and the Atma becoming God.
Mm.
So maybe we'll have to read further.
No, but there's no distinction. So let's remember, everything is the ocean. So the states of God, the 10 states of God, all that is experienced in this, right from top to bottom, is all of the same thing, which is of God. From zero to here is the experiencer, the entity that's going through is only one. So it's like it's only apparent.
तो
So
बेसिकली बाबा मजे ले रहे हैं हमारे से, हैं?
totally,
He's-
totally.
है ना,
लीला
मजे कर
लीला
रहे हैं,
हाँ करेक्ट.
है ना.
एंड हम कंफ्यूज होके इस अपरेंट को रियल समझ के जर्नी कर रहे
पागल हो रहे हैं, बार बार बका बिल्ला 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 कर रहे हैं और गधे के गधे ही हैं हम.
हैं.
चलो ठीक है.
ओके या
राह में बैठे खेल अनोखे मन ललचावत मेरा, वैसे ही है एक्चुअली.
हाँ.
मधुसूदन सॉन्ग. क्या जय बाबा.
ओके
Madhusudan's poetry is very, very beautiful. But one thing he has done is in every verse he has written, towards the end he writes his name, right?
Yeah.
हर गाने में उनका नाम है.
Yes. Last line. तखल्लुस.
yeah that's
हाँ.
that's
कौन है तखल्लुस से
But
दो.
but he was clever, you know. उसने अपना बका बिला बीच में ही कर लिया.
yeah.
अब मैं अगर लिखूंगी फिर एंड में मैं चली जाऊंगी, फिर नौमिता करते रहना तुम लोग. मैं
yeah. Okay,
चल.
so
हाँ.
let's get back. Yeah, it's very irritating.
You know, Meera says, मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल दूसरा न कोई. अगर मैं ही गिरधर गोपाल हूं तो फिर किसको ढूंढ रही हूँ? दूसरा तो है ही कोई नहीं.
Wow. Yes. ऐसा कोई नहीं है. But I have not heard that song. Very beautiful.
Yeah. Kama's favorite quote, lover and the beloved.
Lover and the beloved, exactly.
Yeah. Which
Exactly.
he remembers by heart. Yeah. Jai Baba.
Yes.
Where is he?
He is there. He
Jai
interjects when
Baba,
required. Yeah.
Professor Emeritus.
Yes. Jai
Okay,
Baba.
let's continue.
Continue.
In human form, I'm continuing reading. In human form, the highest and the most exalted divine status of God is that of Kutubiyat, where the Kutub or the Sadguru or perfect master not only consciously experiences infinite knowledge, infinite power, and infinite bliss, and all goodness, and all that is infinite beauty, meaning glory, but he consciously uses these infinite aspects for those jivatmas still undergoing the illusory states of God in illusion. Which journey is this? Which of the journeys? Taksana answer. All the mics are not unmuting. It's journey 3, right? So after Bakabila, journey 3, journey 3 is what is explained in this paragraph. Continuing, in this exalted divine status of Kutubiyat, not only man becomes God, but man lives the life of God too. To worship this man God is to worship God with infinite attributes. This highest divine status of living the life of God consciously in human form is attained very, very rarely by very, very few Shiv Atmas after the unconscious Atmas pass through the process of evolution, reincarnation, and involution of consciousness as Jivatmas and attain Nirvana, which in some cases is immediately followed by Nirvikalpa Samadhi of superconsciousness asserting as Shiv Atmas. This talks about the first journey and taking you to the second journey. At all times and in all ages, and at one and the same time, there are always on this earth 56 Shiv Atmas or God realized Atmas. Of these 56 Shiv Atmas, some remain in the state of Majzubiyat. Some remain in the state of the divine junction in Turiya Avastha, known in Sufi terms as Fana Ma Al Baka.
Jai Baba,
Yeah,
you know the person who started with us when we started this journey, he used to talk about this Turiya Avastha at that time.
Tushar.
You know? Yeah, Tushar.
Okay. I don't recollect. Yeah. So, but Turiya Avastha has, I think, a similar meaning in Vedanta as well. I don't know that very well, but it's a Vedantic term. So,
Mm.
yeah. No, okay. And then,
So,
okay, I'll
okay,
reread the whole thing. I'll reread the whole thing.
sorry.
Yeah. At all times and in all ages, and at one and the same time, there are always on this earth 56 Shivatmas or God realized Atmas. Of these 56 Shiv Atmas, some remain in the state of Majzubiyat, some remain in the state of divine junction in Turyavastha, known in Sufi terms as Fana Ma al Baka. A very few of them, crossing the divine junction, remain in the state of Sulukiyat, and only 5 of them are always there in the state of Kutubiyat as long as these retain human forms. Now, let's
So
go back to
those
our,
five, sorry, the
yeah,
five, lights who aided Baba must have been these people. Like Baba Jan and
yes,
Upasli
absolutely.
Maharaj.
Yes, they
Yeah,
were in Kutubiyat.
yeah, yeah.
They were in,
Master means by Kutu.
yes, yeah. So now let's unlock what's there, what we discussed in this diagram, right? So here's the final for now. Here's the end of the first divine journey. And like Baba just said, you will be in either in Majzubiyat or in the Paramahamsa state, which is Majzub Salik or Salik Majzub. as the case may be, or you go through the Turiya Avastha, and then from there, again, there are other steps as well. From there, you go to Kutubiyat, which is here, right? And from the Kutubiyat, you're operating, only those five are operating from the level of Kutubiyat. Yeah. So now let's get back. Thus, Thus, at all times and in all ages, there are always five Kutubs, Sadgurus, or perfect masters living on the earth amongst humanity, wielding infinite aspects of Ahadiyat, or the Arsh-e-Ala, or Vigyan, or the Vigyan Bhumika of the beyond state of God, in the form of infinite knowledge, power, and bliss for the progressive emancipation of all in the field of illusion. Um, Kama, I'm reminded you sent me quite a few references. I will research those. As I said, after those set of messages, I have not been able to dig in. Let me dig in and do that, and then I will come back to you. So he sent me some cross references that I have to check on Vigyan Bhumika and its definition. Vigyan Bhumika is when you are operating in the seventh plane. Kama, you want to explain a little bit about that? Are you there? Maybe not. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
basically, what you're saying here is that Vigyan is knowledge, but Vigyan Bhumika is the divine office where the Kutubs, the perfect masters and the avatar operate from. And um, so, it's uh, like the 56 God realized souls, all of them are in the same state of God consciousness. The divine status, there are different degrees based on function. That is why the highest divine status is of the perfect master. Of course, avatar is the highest. So that is the differentiation. I think the last time we were trying to understand, does it mean that only the 56 God realized souls out of that Samar, Madhu, and Paramsovan and Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then in the 3 years. So that was the argument, and I really tried to find out, but the wordings are very ambiguous. So this is something needs to be cross-checked with other people. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, okay. And also, your audio is not that great, so it's maybe where you are currently. That's fine. So let's get back and finish what we were reading. Continuing, according to the divine law, these five kutubs or sadgurus or perfect masters at the end of every cycle precipitate the advent of the direct descent of God on earth in human female form. Hence, at the end of every cycle, when God manifests on earth in the form of man and reveals his divinity to mankind, he is recognized as the avatar, the Messiah, the prophet, the direct descent of God on earth as avatar is that independent status of God when God directly becomes man without undergoing or passing through the processes of evolution, reincarnation, and involution of consciousness. Consequently, God directly becomes God man and lives the life of man amongst mankind, realizing his divine status of the highest of the high or the ancient one through these kutubs or sadgurus or perfect masters of the time. So
Jai
the
Baba,
idea of the avatar is introduced. Yes, now.
which means he is equally ignorant like us.
No, no,
उसको
no,
नहीं
no,
पता है ना, उसको यही बोलते हैं अभी तू भगवान है।
no, 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 no. He is not ignorant. He his role is unveiled to him in the particular body, but it's all predestined. So when Shariar ji had this child, it was already predestined that this apparently ignorant, to use your phrase, person will get unveiled and presented with his role and responsibility at the right time.
I see.
So,
Okay.
it's but who is that person? Who is that?
The
Uh,
that
it's the same old one. Yeah.
Yes. So he just chooses the body at
Yes.
a particular time to do this whole thing again. Yeah.
When it is due.
Yeah.
So
When it's
when it is due, when the wick of righteousness burns low,
falls. Yeah.
I mean, the same soul of the master comes back. The first soul comes back. Now,
Okay.
the best definition of this is in beams of the avatar's role. Maybe we can read it as well. But there are already two cross references here. One foot.
Jai
Let me
Baba.
see. Hi. Network issues. I'm on the road. Okay, that's understandable. So let me just go down to the footnote first. Hi, Raviji.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, the three stages are.
Can I answer to
Yeah. Nom. Yeah, Namita ji. Yeah, go ahead.
Namitaji, Jai
Yes,
Baba to
go ahead.
everyone.
Jai
So
Baba.
when perfect masters bring the God man, he himself puts on the Vijnani Sanskaras, and the circle, he also gives the Vijnani Sanskaras to all the circle members. And the moment until he gets the position of perfect master or the avatar, he is under the influence of Vijnani Sanskaras. They are not like Sanskaras what we have. Although he does the same thing like playing cricket, uh, playing hide and seek and cricket and marbles, all these things. But he is doing them with the Vijnani Sanskaras.
What are
Once
Vijnani
he
Sanskaras? What are those?
I, Baba,
No,
in
it's there in
discourses, there is a
discourses.
little
Yes.
description.
Yes.
But if I remember right, what I'm thinking is they are like a normal sanskaras, like how we do what we do, but they are special kind of sanskaras. Our sanskaras are binding, sanskaras of duality. We are under the influence of duality and maya and binding. Their Vijnani sanskaras are not binding, but they lead their life as normal as possible until they become God, because their godhood is being veiled because they're not mature enough to function as avatar. So yeah, that's what. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah. So this is the cross reference for that. So there is a description of Vijnani Sanskaras, and it's in the chapter Avatar. Okay, circle pages 291 through 293. Yeah, we can put that as a cross reference for this. But basically, like Raviji correctly said, it's the operating principles. So everything in the universe needs some operating principle, right? So even our operating principle since birth to this death is going to be sanskaras. So that's what drives our operating principle. The Vidyani Sanskaras is what operates it for those in the avatar and those around him in the circle. Now, to so here, if you notice, there is Sadguru and there is also avatar, but the distinction between this avatar and the Sadguru is just what we read in the last paragraph, which is he does not have to go through this whole journey from zero to here. Whereas Sadguru does. Avatar is unveiled at the right time. Right? So just pointing that difference out.
That's why they are called God man and man God.
Man God.
God
Yeah.
to man, man to God.
Right.
Yeah.
And Mamaji, now you know why I added Avatar there, but I understand your point also. Shouldn't be there. Okay. Yeah. So now let's get back to
One side aspect, but quite relevant, is that the avatar, especially Meher Baba, when he was kissed by Baba Jan, he was awakened to his God status. But to act or say become God, actually, it took a long time, realizing that he is the avatar, declaring that he is the avatar. So he went through this process for a long time, and there were other perfect masters in each their own way. They helped him reach this status. So we can try to read more about this sometime, and then we to understand what all goes on there, and how do we understand that process of awakening before he starts awakening mortals like us. He gets awakened.
correct. So I'm reminded of yesterday's reading that the Baba actually distinguishes each of the roles of the perfect masters. So I'll just reread. This is Baba's words, right? So Sai Baba made me assert this time what I am. Baba, and see, each word is critical, right? This time what I am. So this avatarhood, the assertion of who he was and who he should be and what his role is, Sai Baba made me assert. Baba Jan made me feel. So maybe link it to the emotional aspect, link it to the touch aspect, and made me realize that feeling. Upasni Maharaj made me know what I am. And then finally Baba says, what I am, I am. Amazing.
Can
So
we, Karthik, connect this to gross, subtle, and mental spheres?
Oh, yeah.
Does it make sense?
So knowledge and
Yeah, the
No,
knowledge.
Baba is very clear about Sai Baba, Baba Jan, and Upasni Maharaj, what they gave him. But Baba Jan is not, I'm sorry, Baba is not, never expressed very clearly what the Tajuddin Baba and Narayan Maharaj gave. But see, Baba Jan gave bliss, God realization. And Baba was in, what is that, Mazub state until Upasni Maharaj gave
through
him
the stone.
realization. Yeah, through the stone, and 7 years of training brought him back to normal consciousness. And before that, before he visited Maharaj, Baba visited Sai Baba, prostrated to Baba's Sai Baba's feet. And Sai Baba proclaimed him as the Parvartigar 3 times. Subtle, I don't know how they are connected. Probably not. I don't see any connection. Bliss, knowledge, and power.
No, bliss and knowledge,
Right?
bliss and knowledge you can infer, right?
Power,
So subtle
power
and,
is energy. Yeah, we can do that, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Exactly. That's not,
Yeah.
but it's Mamaji will do the project and come back to us. He's the one who is going to do that. He will research
We can
and
do
come
it,
back
but
to
we
us.
need to read just the last line.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
That much freedom we
Sanjay.
have. Bottom line is
Sanjay.
clear. Yeah, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah. So let's continue. We were going to read the footnote. The footnote is referred here in this paragraph. Independent status of God when God directly becomes man. So there are 3 footnotes there. Fana ul fana, the state of God becoming man, the direct descent of God on earth as avatar. So this is not fana fila, this is not bakabila. Fana ul fana is the state of God becoming man, which is, in other words, the direct descent of God on earth as avatar. Avataran, Advent, all of those are fana ul fana. Baka ul baka, the state of God becoming God man, God's knowing himself as avatar. So this could be the second stage, which is what we just discussed as Upasani Maharaj helping him know, right, through the stone and then the training and whatever. Then the state of ordinary man is the state of God as man, which is, zero plane to all the journey, right? That's Jivatmas. Whereas these two, there is no Jivatma. The Jivatma is only the body temporarily, the body of Shariar before he became, Merwan Shariar Irani before he became Meher Baba. There's no Jivatma there. So that's the distinction that's made. With that, let's go to the supplement, which is 28. Supplement 28, and he is talking about avatar, and he's describing the avatar as highest of the high, ancient one, through these kutubs, sadgurus, or perfect masters of the time. So let's go to 29. Yeah. So it's the section is called Gnosis of the Seventh Plane. Meher Baba describes the gnosis of I am God of the seventh
28, I
plane.
think, right?
29.
You're
Karthik,
reading
20
29 or
reference is
28?
28.
No, I think it says, oh, sorry. Thank you. 28. So thank you. 29 is in the next paragraph. I got confused because of
Yeah.
that. Yeah. 28. Advent of the Avatar. Okay. Being questioned as to whether or not the Avatar is the first individual soul to have become God realized, Meher Baba explained. It was God who first became infinitely conscious. See explanation in God State 2b, next chapter. All this means that God realized himself first. Simultaneously, God in his state 2a is infinitely unconscious. See explanation in God State 2a. You will see this again in the next chapter. The other states of God and all divine statuses are the outcome of God's state 2a, eternally aspiring to gain infinite consciousness. This is a journey. As a result of all this, we find that man becomes God. The Sadguru is man God, that is, man becoming God, and had to pass through the process of evolution and involution, whereas the avatar is God man. That is, God directly becomes man without passing through the process of evolution and involution. The 5 Sadgurus, Kutubs, perfect masters, effect the advent of the avatar, who's also known as Rasul, Christ, or Buddha, on earth, and therefore the advent of the first avatar on earth was not possible without there being the 5 Sadgurus to effect that coming. Consequently, in the beginning, the 5 perfect masters become realized first, and then there took place the first advent of the avatar on earth. Whether there have been 26 avatars since Adam, or 1,24,000 of prophets, as is sometimes claimed, or whether Jesus Christ was the last and only Messiah, or Muhammad, the last prophet, is all immaterial and insignificant when eternity and reality are under consideration. It matters very little to dispute whether there have been 10 or 26 or a million avatars. The truth is that the avatar is always one and the same, and that the five Sadgurus bring about the advent of the avatar on earth. This has been going on cycle after cycle, and millions of such cycles must have passed by and will continue to pass by without affecting eternity in the least. Okay, bring on the comments. I'm sensing there will be one big comment coming up.
I was listening to Peter Nordine talk in New Zealand, I think so, last week. He was mentioning about avatars, and then he correlated. Baba said every 700 to 1400 years. And now and then Baba also mentioned which avatar came at what time period. Zoroaster came and so and so time. Rama was at this time. Krishna was this time. Buddha and all those. We have dates for other avatars. But in between Rama and Krishna, there is missing time, big time. So Peter Nordin was explaining two more avatars might have come between Rama and Krishna. And between Krishna and Buddha, there's one more avatar. But Baba picked only these avatars who are prominent in different religions. And probably those avatars came and they just did their work and left without becoming a prominent figure in the society.
That is
That,
again,
that's
Baba
interesting.
came and went. Yeah, that's interesting. I did not hear that from Peter, but that's interesting.
Peter Nordin talk is there in New Zealand with a red
Okay.
shirt. He wears a kind of a maroon red shirt. Very interesting. He gives very good talks.
Yeah, he's very good. Yes,
I can post it in
please,
WhatsApp.
that would be good. That would be good. So, okay, now the comment I was expecting was to do with this paragraph. So if you, supplement. So if you go through this, the five Sadgurus, okay, consequent. Yeah, so if you look at this paragraph, consequently, in the beginning, the five perfect masters become realized first, and then there took place the first advent of the avatar on earth. Okay, please note the use of the word the first advent of the avatar on earth. Now, this is different from what Baba subsequently explained clearly on the avatar's advent. I know we have been through this, but this is the time to read that chapter of Beats, which is what I was trying to pull up. So the chapter is page 27 of Beams, and it's just 3 pages. It's titled Avatar as the First Master. So in the supplement, we read that the first avatar needed 5 masters. Now, Baba clarifies this as the first advent of the avatar. Okay. I mean, it's not even advent, you'll realize. Let's read. Avatar as the first master.
Can you reduce the font size so that
Size?
we can see the whole thing? A
Oh,
little
okay.
bit.
Is it better? You can do it even on your device, right? So you can do the pinch to zoom on Teams, and it adjusts to your preference. So add Avatar as the first master in the infinite beyond state of God, which transcends the categories of consciousness as well as unconsciousness. There appeared the first urge for God to know himself. That is, here, this stage, the first urge appeared where everything, by the way, is latent. There is no consciousness. And from here, the urge emanated. And with the arising of this initial urge, there was an instantaneous manifestation of infinite consciousness as well as infinite unconsciousness as simultaneous resultants. What is the secondary reference for that? Is this paragraph. So immediately, God state 2A and 2B were created. Okay, let's continue. Of these two seemingly opposite but complementary aspects, the infinite consciousness plays the role of avatar or divine incarnation. That is 2B. The infinite unconsciousness finds its expression through an evolution which seeks to develop full consciousness through time processes. So that's the journey part. The journey part of God's journey is 2A, avatar is in 2B. In the human form, the full consciousness strives to have self-knowledge and self-realization. The first man to realize God as one indivisible and eternal truth was taken up into this realization by the eternal avataric infinite consciousness. So, the suggestion here is the first man to realize God as one indivisible and eternal truth, that is, reach God realization, was taken up to be in 2B and became the avatar. Baba continues, the avatar is the first master of the first God realized soul. But in God realization, the full consciousness of the first master became fused with the eternally infinite consciousness of the avatar. Therefore, with the coming down of the first God realized man, the avatar himself descended and took an incarnation in his body. So, from the point of view of incarnation, the avatar is the same as the first master. This master had no master in the human form, but all subsequent masters have had masters in the human form to help them in truth realization. The first master could realize God without a master in the human form, whereas the subsequent masters always and invariably need some master for God realization. The reason is simple. God realization implies inner poise as well as adequate adjustment with the universe, which is the shadow of God, along with everything it contains. The first master, who is also the first incarnation of the avatar, attained both of these things because it is the very goal of the initial urge seeking fulfillment. He did not have a master in the human form. With regard to those souls who attain God realization subsequently, the two requirements stand, namely inner poise and, second, adequate adjustment with everything in the universe. But there is one great difference. For example, for the soul who is second in attaining God realization, one of the important factors in his spiritual environment is the existence of a human God realized soul, who's the master. Hence, while adjusting himself with everything in the universe, this second candidate for God realization is confronted with the problem of adjusting himself to the first master or God realized soul, who, as we have seen, is indistinguishable from the eternal avatar. In this case, the only adequate adjustment possible is unreserved acceptance of the bountiful help which comes from the first master. Refusal to accept this help is maladjustment to a tremendous factor in the universe, and this prevents God realization.
Jai Baba.
This is,
In
yeah,
in Baba's context, who are these people?
in Baba's context as in this Advent or
Yeah,
before.
in this Advent, who
It's the five of them.
the catalyst.
The five of them.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he's not referring to in the last lines that I've been reading. He's not referring to the second advent of Baba. He's referring to the second soul. So imagine Adam and early evolution, first humans. The first human being that went through the process was Baba, right? That he reached it without having a perfect master, and divinity entered him. You'll see that phrase. It's called eternal avataric infinite consciousness. So when he reached God realization, he did not have a master, and the eternity reached into him. Now you have an avatar, I mean a God realized soul, along with Adam and all the evolution and creation. So in creation, now there exists one soul who is God realized. Now let's imagine another soul wants to go through this process, because every drop needs to become the ocean. So the second drop is what is being described in the last few lines. The second drop has two preconditions. Everybody has, you and me also have the same two preconditions. First condition, we need to have inner poise. What is inner poise? Sthita pragya, the ability to not react. Second condition, you need to adjust with your environment, universe, creation around you. For the second soul, after Baba, the second soul already needs to adjust himself to Baba, which is the master. So if he doesn't adjust in a positive way and takes his benevolence and takes his support, then he cannot get God realization. That is what is being conveyed. Please, others, please chime in to say if I am explaining this correctly.
You're doing good job, Karthik. You're doing right.
Okay. Namitaji, clear?
No, I think Namitaji's questioning is who are there for Baba? So
Yeah.
for Baba, I think you're right. 5 perfect master. Mainly Babajan gave him God realization. And Upasani Maharaj brought him back to normal consciousness. See, in Baba's case, it's 2 gurus. He had 2 gurus. And Baba said in some other document, usually only one guru would do the same, both giving God realization as well as bringing the person to the avataric state. One, in some unusual cases, the two perfect masters do this. Jawab.
Okay. Would we
So
know
now let's
Rama or Krishna?
the perfect masters for them.
Yes, or Buddha?
I think vaguely I remember a reference to one of them being Vishwamitra for Rama, and again quoted by Baba. Others I don't remember.
Vasistha, right? His
Vashishta,
guru.
Vashishta, not Vishwamitra. Vashishta. Sorry. Yes, that's what Baba mentioned.
Vasistha.
Yeah, but again, I
Maybe
don't know.
we know
But
the
good
name,
question.
but we don't know these are the perfect masters who gave him God revelation, all those things. It's not there.
Or
Yes.
Buddha?
Please add that to the scope of the Avatar Commission that Mamaji is working on. I think the perfect masters for all
Yeah.
the
Can it be
avatars.
Sandipini Maharaj for Krishna? We don't know.
We don't know. Could be.
Oh, Sandeepini. Yes.
Could be.
Sandeepini.
Could
Yeah.
It,
Huh.
is this you need these people, or it can also be circumstances that catalyze it?
No, it's people. Baba's very clear. It's
Baba
five
is clear about
souls.
it.
Yes,
Oh.
it's five perfect masters who basic. So who are these perfect masters? Let's go there first. So you have infinite souls in this canvas. So this canvas is nothing but all souls, right? So we are also on this. We are in somewhere. Where are we? Most likely here. I am here. I am saying most likely because some of you may be higher. Okay, so we are here. So now the avatar, I mean, the perfect masters are here. Now, to get the advent of the avatar at the right time, the five catalysts are absolutely essential according to Baba. Uh, I mean, as essential as in the universe operates on the principle that at the right time, when the advent is required, is necessitated by the circumstances in creation, the five of them bring down the master, bring down the avatar, right? The five perfect masters of that time.
And
Okay.
probably each one contributes in some way for the say awakening or manifestation of the avatarhood.
Correct. Perfect.
So we may not be very clear about what is the role of each one and all that. Maybe we'll have to explore, study these five masters in say the first few pages, not very few, but about 200 pages of Lord Meher. All these five perfect masters.
Perfect masters, correct.
So that I have read once, but maybe rereading may help. So,
That's the terms of reference for the Dattu Sridharan Commission of Inquiry into Avatars. You can create that and give us the report. Okay, jokes apart, let's get back and finish that chapter. Yeah, I think I was in this line. I continue. This is why the first God realized person did not need an incarnate master, while all subsequent masters inescapably need some master or masters in order to realize God. They cannot do so by their own independent efforts. So again, with due respect, this chapter also has some confusions even now, and I'm sure some of you might have got it, got the same questions if at all. So is master perfect master here? And even non-masters who need God realization, so just jivatmas, this could apply for that as well. So all subsequent, so it's a bit confusing. That's all I would like to say. But this is clearer than the supplement.
Interesting also would be to know what is the timeline that we are talking of, the first avatar when it came. We not have an answer right away
Yeah,
because we are saying 6.4 billions years ago the whole creation happened, the Big Bang, and even Baba
13 billion years ago. Scientists estimate it happened
0.47.
13 billions years ago.
Yeah.
This is what I heard somewhere.
Yeah, I was reading an article on the latest glow. So, I mean, whatever is the number, but the humans must have come much later, and after that, the avatar. So, that's a matter of a research or whatever you may call. Yeah.
I have an
Timeline of
answer.
first avatar.
I
Yeah,
have
go
an answer, but you'll not like it. It happened
ahead.
in the eternal now.
Deva. It's a Baba answer. So we want an
Right.
answer which we can comprehend. Jai Baba.
So our unfortunate logical mind asks these questions, but actually it really doesn't matter. It just is, and it happened in the eternal now. That's it.
I mean,
Anyway,
what we are reading also is like that.
exactly, absolutely. But we are all
So that's the
patients
corollary
of this.
question. That's the
Yeah.
corollary question, actually.
Yes,
Jai Baba.
we are all patients of this disease, the logical mind. Okay, so let's continue. So the first master who got fused with the eternal avataric infinite consciousness is the master of all masters. This is Baba. Okay. I have a comment there. Let me see. Okay, that's just where I start. Yet, if and when the avatar takes an incarnation in the human form, he brings upon himself a veil. And this veil has to be removed by some master or masters. So the descent, Namita ji, this will clarify further to, I think, your question 20 minutes back. The descent is decided and the journey is embarked upon by the God man. He comes down, but he comes with a veil. And the purpose of, I mean, the role of the masters are to remove that veil or to unveil him. The veil with which the avatar descends in the human form is placed upon him by the five perfect masters who bring him down from his formless being. In the avataric periods, the five masters always put this veil upon the infinite consciousness of the avatar, because if he were to be brought without such a veil into the world of forms, the existing balance between reality and illusion would be profoundly disturbed. However, when the five masters think that the moment is ripe, they remove this veil which they have placed on the avataric consciousness. From that moment, the avatar consciously starts his role as the avatar. The incarnation of the avatar does not take place unless it is precipitated by the five perfect masters of the cycle. In all of his incarnations, except the first, even the avatar needs a master in order to come into his own eternal and infinite consciousness. He does not become an exception to the rule that a touch of a master is necessary for God realization. However, the touch of a perfect master does not necessarily mean physical touch. When we say that we are touched by music or a poem or story, the touch has deeper significance. Far more truly is this so when it is a question of spiritual touch. In the case of the master, this deeper spiritual touch is often transmitted through the physical touch. Every time the avatar descends, he is not necessarily recognized as the avatar by the masses. He can be recognized as such only by those who are very advanced spiritually. The avatar himself is the least concerned about whether or not he comes to be recognized as the avatar by large numbers. He plays thoroughly his role as the avatar, and his chief work lies in the higher invisible spheres of existence. If, however, he appears at a critical or transitional cyclic period, as is often the case, he is hailed by the masses as the avatar of the age. The avatar is not necessarily recognized and hailed as the avatar by each and all, because he covers himself under a veil for his own spiritual work. This veil, under which he prefers to remain hidden, is different from the veil which the five perfect masters draw on him while bringing him down in the human form. The veil which the avatar puts on himself can be removed by him at any time and for any person or persons as he may desire, for the purposes of self-revelation or self-communication. The avatar does not take upon himself the karma of the world, nor does he become bound by it, but he takes upon himself the suffering of the world, which is the result of its karma. His suffering for the world is vicarious. It does not entail entanglement with the karma of the world, but humanity finds its redemption from its karma through his vicarious sufferings. namely illness, humiliation, accidents, and the like. In his own ways, the avatar unfailingly fulfills his incarnation by giving a spiritual push to his age. So,
Yeah, Baba.
yes, please.
Something is coming to my mind. So basically, the whole order has um, it has some rules and regulations, and the avatars also have to follow those, right?
Correct?
But and I mean, if it is destined, if it is designed by God, then why he has to come do this meditation and prayers and universal prayers? What would that mean? If it is his dictate, then why does he need to do all that he does by coming down and doing, human things? And then also, what comes to my mind is when the avatar is also given a body, he doesn't have a free will. It He needs to leave that body in a certain time, and then his rules are similar to other human bodies. But yet again, I don't understand, if he's the one who makes all the rules, then why is why is he not able to kind of just change those things from wherever he is, instead of coming down and you know uh, uh, catalyzing and accelerating, then getting into these accidents, then sitting in the tomb for days without food to do meditation? What what is the need? If he is the creator, then uh, why is he doing this? He could just lift a finger from wherever he has the divine energy, and this could all get sorted out. Why does it require for him to come down and go through this whole process? I don't quite understand. Thank you, Jai Baba.
Very good question. I'm sure all of us have got this question one time or the other, right? Very good question. And the answer is actually very complex and long, but I will start with a simple example. I mean, simple concept which will help you that dwell more on this, and you'll understand what I'm saying. The answer is just Leela. God has to go through Leela, right? So it is his game, his divine game. Level one answer. Level two answer is that as you rightly already said, the rules of the creation and everything is even applicable to him, and the rules say that he has to go through these cycles, come in and give a push to everybody else which is nothing but himself, because we are all of us are the same, right? He has to come, give that push, and then he has to go through the suffering. So Avatar doesn't have a choice. It's sad, but he cannot change that rule. So
Uh-huh.
one is Leela. Second is that's the divine order. And in fact, maybe the next week when we start, we can read another chapter, which is the hierarchy of laws which are there in beams. So that will help you
Mm.
understand this. So there is, this
Yeah,
one,
actually, Baba
supervening
has
orders in the spiritual
given.
panorama. Yeah, Sanjay ji.
Yeah, Baba has given some answer to this effect why he has to come. And if I remembered it right, it goes like, if your child is sinking into a sea, the father would jump into the sea to save him. So with that intent, because the whole creation is his and we are all his creation, to save the humanity from and that shloka of yada yada dharmasya glanirbhavati. So to that, to save the humanity from getting into the intertwining of the Maya, the God has to plunge himself. And of course, the rules are there. There's 700 years and 1400 years. That is the cycle, and that's how he's playing is the game. Otherwise, kahe ko duniya banai. That is
Mm.
there. That song. gives you that. But one explanation that Baba has given is in a story form, which I just mentioned, needs to be researched into Lord Mayor or something, and we should be able to find.
Jai
Uh,
Baba, thank you.
one more point which comes to my mind is
It's a
that
fable, yeah.
this theory of karma is standard theory which affects everyone. So you just can't wipe it off. You can modify it. You can say redo or with the blessings or grace of the awakener or the avatar or the perfect master, we may be able to modify karma. So that is one aspect which binds this process to go on like this. So avatars come now and then to say give new scope to understand this theory of karma and then adjust and then go further ahead. How to manage this? So if you see what all Baba has done, he has never, except for maybe in a few cases, he has never given anyone just like that. He has modified circumstances, he has modified things so that they experience their karma in a very milder way. So that is how I look at it. So karma is the basis. So everyone has to go through this process. And if you realize this, you can modify your karma by doing all the positive things. So to awaken the everyone to this concept, he comes once once in a while.
But why does it come to it?
Can I
You know,
can I can I
why can't he
add one
stop
more?
it midway?
Can I
You know,
add
why
one
does
more
it come?
point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
just to respond to
Ev-
Namita ji, because we are identifying with the wrong things. So
Mm,
the souls are identifying with the wrong things, and it gets so bad that it needs intervention of the father, to use
mm,
Sanjay ji's words, right?
mm.
So when it gets so bad, that's when he comes. Please, Ravi.
Yeah. So God can do certain things with the body and certain things without the body. And one of the main things I think one of you, I think Karthik mentioned, is see, when he comes as a man, he experiences God continuously without a break. Baba mentioned this. And he has infinite power, infinite knowledge, and he has infinite bliss, but he doesn't use any of them. Rarely he uses infinite knowledge, rarely. Most of the times he behaves like a normal human, but perfect normal human. The reason is for suffering, if he uses bliss, how can he suffer? And he has to follow whatever the laws he created in this world of duality. Number one, time. He has to maintain the time. Space. He has to visit different countries and other things, different places. And cause and effect. He is the one who created that universal law. And we, without knowledge, we unnecessarily use these benefits we have and create unnecessary karma, as Mamaji said. He has to go through the suffering to reduce that karma. Otherwise, we'll be dead. We will be, we will not have any peace at all. So, because of these reasons, he has to come in the human form. But there are perfect masters who take care of other things. Certain things only God can do. And for that, he has to come. Jawab.
Jai Baba, thank you very much.
Okay, so I think with that we'll end. It was a very, very beautiful session, I guess. I hope all of you enjoyed as much as I, and I hope you all have a great week ahead.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everyone. Thank you.
Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba
Jai
ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Baba ki jai.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.